puts the bower first, we don't understand because we don't put ourselves first. When the Arab puts the Arab first, we don't understand it because we don't practice that. In our community, being Christian is more important than being African. In our community, being a Muslim is more important than being an Arab. I was raised Muslim. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which has more African American Muslims than any city in America. But I had to separate myself because I'm going to Friday prayer with all these black men, and all they want to do is study Arabic and go not to Africa, fly over Africa and go to the Middle East and let an Arab teach you how to build a relationship with God. That's like something wrong with this. I can't raise my two little girls in this. Because this ain't nothing but Arab supremacy disguised as a religion. If you can't see divinity in yourself, you better damn sure not see it elsewhere. It must be in you first, or it can be nowhere else. Africology, the study of the science of being an African. Not the knowledge. See, this is where we get messed up, because we'll study the knowledge and say, I've been to Kemet, I've been to the temples, but that's just the information. Have you mastered the science of how they built Kemet? Because I don't need to know that you know the names and the dates. I want to know if you know the science that created it. Because only if you know the science can you build it again. Marcus Garvey said we have to be what? Scientists par excellence. Garvey said only through science, not just the periodic table, but the science of your enemy, the science of yourself, the science of international business, how the white man used the International Monetary Fund and used the World Bank and used the resources of Africa. We were in Kimberley yesterday. Saw the big hole. Cecil John Rhodes come in and rape, murder millions, and he's a hero. But this is white folks' second rule of racism. Not only do white folks not share power, they're only interested in the truth if the truth does not undermine their power. So this is why you say Columbus didn't discover America, but they still have a Columbus Day. Jesus ain't white, but they still have him as white because it ain't about truth. It's about power. And since white supremacy is a lie anyway, if white supremacy is a lie anyway, why would you be concerned with the truth? Because a pedagogy of truth will expose your whole doctrine to be a falsehood. They can't afford that. White folks don't care about no truth, which is why there's no such thing as science in the white world. You get very little science in the white world. Why do I say that? Because in a world based on money and power, the truth can be paid for to be whatever you want it to be. This is why at the Durban Institute of Technology, what they say in your classes? You say, well, you know, Africans were the first people on earth. Right? That's a fact. But they're going to pick up a book and they're going to say, well, we've done some studies. We've done some studies that prove that you guys were not first. This is what they do. So they do what? Control what truth is by defining it as that which comes from the university in the form of scholarship. And every term paper you do at Durban Institute, what do you have to do? Not get black authors. You got to go to the library and find white folks who agree with the premise of your paper. And if you don't find enough white folks to corroborate a black argument, you can't do the paper. Even at Steve Biko's campus. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Because you're sitting in class like something ain't making sense. I'm doing the paper on the African origin of civilization or the African contribution solution to the study of science or the early fathers of African education or African spirituality, that our spirituality is a science more than anything else in the universe. But my professor said, I gotta find scholarly articles to corroborate my premise. And if I can't find 10 articles by white folks, none of which know me or care a damn about me or my subject or my people, I have to change my thesis. See, this is white supremacy. To make you live within the definition I created. Because power is the ability to define reality and make the victims accept it as their own. To put you in a box, labeled a box, and make you agree that the box is what they say it is, even if it's not. Which is why as you go through the Durban Institute of Technology, you're going to have to constantly, aggressively keep your African mind. Because this university is designed to kill it. In fact, the purpose of the university is to do what? Weed out the Africans who you can homogenize. And the ones you cannot, you must euthanize or exterminate. That's right. Your bachelor's degree ain't in the subject you study. Your bachelor's degree is in the white way of doing things. And you don't go to the masters unless you submit to the master. And you don't become a doctor until you're willing to co-sign every scholar they say is an authority. This ain't about the truth, it's about power. And what's the third rule of white supremacy? They do not share power with black people. Now, why is this important? When apartheid was coming to an end, on paper, I heard many of the negotiators. Well, first of all, let's step back. What's one of the biggest mistakes we made in the African continental revolution, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, the biggest mistake we made is we fought the war up until the 11th hour. And we sat down to negotiate in the 12th. When you win a war, there is no negotiation. War is total victory or defeat. If you're negotiating, you're admitting you did not win. Yes. And the sad thing about it, in most cases, they negotiated the terms not with the freedom fighters, but with the puppets they replaced after they killed one prisoner. Yes. Chris Hani was assassinated because he didn't go along with the deal. Yes. Bootway was in prison because he didn't go along with the deal. This is the reality. All that fight, all those people who died, not just in Azania, but Ghana, Nigeria, and now we got to do it all over again because we stopped short of total victory. And why did we stop short? Because we believe in the redemptive quality of white supremacy, even though there is none. Stop believing in the redemptive quality of white humanity. They don't have none. He is anti-nature. He is anti-African. He is anti-harmony. He don't believe in fair play. He believes in domination. And if you don't understand his psyche, you will never be able to overcome it. Stop seeing the white man through your own eyes and see him as he is. You are blinded by your own humanity. As I begin to wind and take some questions. If white supremacy don't share power, how can you have a multiracial government? I'm going to ask the question again. If one of the fundamental rules of white supremacy is that they do not share power, how can you have a multiracial government? It is impossible. That's what I refer to as the illusion of inclusion. See, in order for South Africa to really be the great democracy that it was intended to be,